Giving honor and praise to the Most High, true and living God. Let's be real. Most men are working themselves so hard just to get attention, or company, or intimacy from a woman. There's very few guys out here that are working themselves hard for themselves, for even their children. They're doing it for a woman. Working themselves to death like slaves. And then at the same time still not respected by the women. This is why you see women with guys that have a lot of money. He may be even attractive, very attracted to them. But she'll go, when she get fed up, she get bored, she get lonely, she'll sleep with a guy that's just average or not making money at all. Fellas, and young ladies, young men, young women, and people in general, we should walk in our morals, have a moral compass. But the way life has changed, it's almost as if everything we learned does not even meet the requirements anymore. This is why you see women say they want a good man, like even somewhat decent, has some type of character. He's a decent father. May not even be the greatest husband, but he's a husband. And it's not just what that man is doing to her negatively, truly, that's pushing her away. It's the things that he's trying to do right. Women will not want to admit this, but we all go in and out of our feelings, but women do it the most. That's why they say that women are this is why it says in the word that women are the weaker vessels. Women at times don't really know what they want or need. They say they do, but their actions don't align with it. More so than it is a man. Men are we're like really, truly simple creatures. We don't have to have much. You don't really have to do much. We just want our simple needs and wants met. And I hear a lot of women say that all I just wanted was you to do this X, Y, and Z. But when you do it, they feel uncomfortable about that. Deep down inside, we have a level of toxicity and a toxicity. People keep on trying to, but you know what I mean. Tomato, man. I got a southern slur. Like, like I said, I don't, you can judge me unrighteously all you want. I'm not saying I know everything. I still have a lot to learn, but I am intelligent. I'm in tune with people. We have a deep level of toxicity in us. This is why the word says the heart is desperately wicked. And in that female's nature, that wickedness is triggered a lot more. That's why women, a lot of times, once they become a certain age, that they know that about themselves. Some women, they will not literally do this, but at a certain point in their lives, they will hide in the closet. Literally, I mean, not literally, but it's like more so internal, emotional thing. They put their guards up so high that they're not willing to face reality. And when a woman truly faces reality, looking at themselves in the mirror and knowing that they haven't done everything right themselves, that's when she can start to really appreciate a man for who he is and extend grace, nurture, and show sympathy and empathy, no matter how long it takes. Because she knows deep down inside she's not right herself. She's unstable herself. Mentally, physically, emotionally. But what happens is she may get with a man that may match her. And I don't mean match her to the T exactly. She may meet a man that sets boundaries as well. He may get to the point that where he's letting this woman know that it's things that he doesn't tolerate as well. And nowadays what usually happens is, especially nowadays, women don't want to deal with that. They want to be able to do what they want to do when they feel like doing it. But they don't give that man the same grace. And I'm going to be real, it doesn't have to be the exact same things. Y'all, a sin is a sin. Rebellion is rebellion. Disrespect is disrespect. Abuse is abuse. And we all show it. Whether we want to admit it or not, we all show these traits, some more than others, in different levels, more than we realize. And what women do is, if she feels like she has a man that can listen to everything and fulfill her the way that she feels, that gives her leverage. She essentially has control. At least she thinks she does. But by her showing grace to that man, just like she wants to be extended grace, some women feel like they're losing the control. Or I will say this, they feel like they're losing that man. And deep down inside, that may not be the case. Probably majority of the time. But all because the woman did not want to extend grace just as much as she wanted to have grace from that man. She becomes disoriented emotionally. She wants her cake and eat it too. And like I said, this is not just falls on the woman, because men, we can be like that too. But the way society has changed, man, I'm telling you. They say things get worse before it gets better. We are at the beginning stages. Gradually, we are cooked. Families are not the way they are anymore. Marriages are becoming obsolete, just like everything else in life. There's going to be a huge crash out at some point in time in order for people to wake up. And it's not going to be pretty. And it's sad to say that it's not going to look good for many women today. If they're not willing to listen to a guy that at least someone decent, show interest, take heed to the wisdom that he has, and continuously show grace to that man, even in his flaws. And women could talk about all the stuff that men do to them that they don't like. But I'm going to be honest. Even with y'all feminist groups, the sister code, it's a facade. It makes y'all feel comfortable. Y'all run to these groups to vent, to outlet. But at the same time, y'all stabbing each other in the back. The same things that women do to men, they do it to the same sex. And I'm not even going to go into lesbianism and none of that stuff. But I will say real quick that just as much as heterosexual marriages are increasing in divorce, you know that same-sex marriages, especially when it comes to the woman, increases even more. So this is something to think about, ladies. Is it really us as men, or is it y'all? Now, we all have our issues. Man, we fight, we argue all the time, but I'm going to tell you this. A lot of times, the most deaths, the guys being in prison, a lot of that comes from a woman. Now, we men have to think more logically and have a little bit more self-control. But the reason why a lot of times men get put in these bad situations because they're protecting women that shouldn't be protected. Because in actuality, that woman does not want protection from you. She does not want to be protected at all. She just wants to do what she wants to do. And she's going to deal with the consequences later, or however she see fit. But I'm going to tell you, that's not a good look. You may have gotten away with a lot of things in your life, but at some point in time, as you get older, you're going to have to face those demons. So just as much as the men got to step up, the woman got to sit down. In order for a man to truly, in this society, take women seriously nowadays, he does have to have some boundaries. All people do. But if she knows she's with a man that truly cares, and he has a purpose, he has something on his mind, some substance, some character, even if he did some fucked up shit, some messed up shit, you better think twice about crossing that guy. And I'm not saying about any type of harmful thing. I'm saying if you cross him thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, instead of watering the grass, ladies, women, that's staying in your femininity by showing nature, nurturing, by being nurturing, showing empathy, sympathy, and grace overall. People are going to see that a mile away. It doesn't matter if it's your female friends or the man you with. People are going to see that. And people like that are going to have a rude awakening. Even if this woman excludes everyone in her life, I learned in life that people only hang around people that will basically comfort them in their wrongs. This goes for men and women. But it's mind-boggling to me. I've learned this about women. Not all, but some. Women will cry. They'll complain, sob. They'll gather a group of people around them that feel sorry for them, even though they know this woman has made some poor decisions, which is not a horrible thing. But what's disturbing to me is that instead of, and this could be your mother, your children, and I'm not telling children to be disrespectful to their parents, especially when they're younger. You definitely don't do that. You're a minor. That that person is taking care of you. And even when you get older, your parents may help you and assist you. But once you become a certain age, you have every right to talk to your parent, ask questions. See, I've noticed that children will always give the backlash towards the man, the father, the husband, but they don't do it to their mothers. They'll gather around her, cry around her. And don't just sit up there and say, hey, mom, you know, I know dad did this. I know, he did that. But what about you? Even their brothers will do the same thing. And sometimes the brothers don't do it either. You're like, sis, I know your man, the father of your children, your husband, I don't really care for the things that y'all been through. But sis, even what are you doing? What are you doing to try to make this situation work? What are you doing to keep bumping your head? What are you doing to just keep going through the same situations and not getting any better results? All because you're caught in your feelings. Instead of you putting your big girl panties on and doing what you're supposed to do to keep the family together. And I noticed that when you do that to some women, they'll start to cry. They start to lash out. That even their own brothers, their mothers. Some of these women is terrified they own siblings and they parents so much that all they care about is their sisters or their daughters' feelings so much that even their own feelings are being ignored. They truly want to see you happy, but they don't want to tell you the hardcore truth. Because you made them feel so bad when they did it. That's why I say this is not just a man thing. Women go through this with their own mamas, their brothers, their sisters, their friends. It's certain women that you just can't get to like that. It don't matter how close you are. They're uncooperative and they're deliberately doing it and they know it. It don't matter if it's a man. That's why I keep on saying submission is submission. A lot of times when I talk about submission, I'm not just talking about that woman being submissive to a man. It's her being submissive, period, to whomever. More so in families, more so in a marriage. Like being cooperative, like truly taking in like certain things that's happened, whether it be good or bad. and holding on to the good more than the bad so you can have better results. I don't know nobody that really had a smoother life that just dwelled on the bad more than they did the good. Now, you could think logically about it. We all go through sorrow. Now, it's a good way. There's a godly sorrow and there's a worldly sorrow. The worldly sorrow is like, okay, you fucked me over, so I'm gonna fuck you over back. And it's continuous. Like, as soon as you do something wrong, that's a vindictive spirit. Now, keep in mind we're all human. And there's gonna be moments where you're gonna have times where you react in ways that you probably don't really want to. But the godly sorrow, what it does, that even if you do react in a way that you feel like you shouldn't, or you were just so upset that you crashed out, because I don't care what nobody say, these people be fronting. Everybody has moments where they crashed out. Some may do it more than others, but let's just be real. We're all human beings. And I get tired of men trying to act like they don't. And the ones that don't do it, they suffering in silence. That's a silent killer. A godly sorrow always consistently reassess the situation. Think about, even if they messed up, think about what they've done or what they're doing. But at the end, they always continue to show forgiveness and grace, more so to the ones they claim they love. So I just want to say we got a whole lot of work we got to do, because we done caused a lot of damage. And I don't see anything getting better. I don't care how much we try to come together. Some of us are not even coming together for the right reasons. And the ones that really are, they're being overworked, overly used, with no help in return, or very little. Is that the life you want to live? Your whole life? While life is short here? I was always told, I remember years ago, we were in Sunday school, I was younger, and they asked this question: would you rather live a short, adventurous life, or basically a long, miserable life? I may be twisting up the words a little bit, but that's what the message was in general. And I remember saying, I would rather live a short, adventurous life. And mostly everybody in the class said that young men, it was a Sunday school, only young men, because at a certain age, we kind of separated the genders. So that we could have more personal conversations, with the same sex. I still stand on that, having a short, adventurous life. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about live a short, adventurous life within my means, financially or whatever. How you choose to live adventurous is you. But how I deal with my adventurous life in the short term of life that we live in, that's on me. And we all have that free will to do so. Because if you want to judge me, bring me down, hold me down to my past, then I have every right to do it back to you. So either extend grace, show forgiveness, judge righteously, so that we can have more healthier relationships, families, marriages. Always confessing our sins and praying for one another so that we may be truly, truly, truly healed. And that's a daily process. Are we willing to take each day precious, seeing that it's shorter than you think it is? I love y'all. Shabbat. Well, it's not Saturday. I'm thinking it is. I was going to say Shabbat Shalom, but I still could say it. Peace and blessings to you all. Love y'all, but God loves y'all more. I'm done. Amen.